in New London did not cleanse. It merely distributed the soot more evenly across the monoliths of concrete and steel. Elias Thorne stood in the shadow of a gargantuan propaganda screen, his collar turned up against the chill. On the screen, the Chancellor's face, rendered in harsh, high-contrast grays, droned on about the necessity of vigilance. The surveillance cameras hummed overhead, rhythmic, unblinking eyes that mapped every citizen's gait and pulse. Elias was a restorer of archives, or as the Ministry of Veracity put it, a sanitizer. He spent his days scrubbing the records of the before times, deleting digital ghosts of artists, dissidents, and anyone whose thoughts had drifted outside the approved frequency. That evening he found the book. It was tucked behind a false panel in a shelf slated for incineration. A water-damaged copy of poetry, its pages brittle. He didn't report it, he didn't incinerate it, he took it home. For weeks, Elias lived a double life. By day, he erased history. By night, he read by the light of a single illicit candle. The poetry spoke of things he had only felt as wordless aches. Liberty, dissonance, the wild color of an unmonitored horizon. He began to notice the cracks in the city's perfection. The way the street sweepers moved with a forced, mechanical synchronicity. The way his neighbor, Mrs. Gable, stopped mid-sentence whenever the speaker system clicked on. The silence was not peace. It was the suffocating weight of a held breath. Elias began his own quiet rebellion. He started writing the poems on slips of paper and leaving them in the ventilation shafts of the ministry, in the lining of the Chancellor's podium, in the pockets of the guards. He wrote of the moon, of forbidden colors, of the beauty of a broken system. The sanitizer became the scribe. The city began to change, not through a sudden explosion, but through a slow, creeping confusion. People began to stop and look at the sky, wondering why the gray felt so heavy. They found the slips of paper, and for a moment the fear retreated to make room for curiosity, the most dangerous element in a controlled state. One night, the sirens didn't come for a bomb threat or an insurrection. They came for Elias. As the heavy boots of the secret police battered down his door, Elias sat at his desk, his last poem finished. He wasn't afraid. He had realized that the Chancellor relied on the assumption that everyone was exactly like the monoliths they built. But a single well-placed word, like a grain of sand in a perfectly calibrated watch, could grind the whole machine to a halt. As they dragged him out, he saw Mrs. Gable standing in the hall. She was holding one of his poems, her hand trembling. She looked at him, then at the guards, and then, for the first time in 20 years, she stood up straight and didn't look away. Elias smiled. They could erase the ink, but they could not erase the moment of realization. The seed was planted, and in a city of stone, even the smallest flower eventually breaks the pavement.